everybody. I remembered to turn off all of my background images, so I popped up on screen when I was supposed to. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit live stream with your host, Rob Rocket. Today, we've worked out that we can now add emojis to our names, and so you may see a variety of them as I introduce my other guests. If you are new here, we are the YouTube tool, the YouTube channel, the YouTube Learning Academy that educates you on your YouTube journey. And for the next couple of hours, we open our doors and welcome the vidIQ family into our auditorium, our stadium, our live concerts, where we play a musical tune of auditing your channels. We share our knowledge, our wisdom, our experience that will hopefully help you on your YouTube journeys. And as always, I could not do this without a gaggle of co-hosts. Introducing, first of all, my esteemed podcast leader, my Wednesday webinar captain. It is Dan Troller. I'm going to call you. Is that appropriate? I don't know. What sort of nickname would you like to add to your emoji there?
No, Dan Troller was good. I like that. I don't think I could do
Dan Troller. All right, yeah. we'll go with that. And introducing next is the coolest man on the planet. He wears shades wherever he goes. It is El Jefe Reviews Cool Dude, I think, with the emoji there. How you doing, El Jefe?
I'm doing good, man. How you guys doing?
We are all awesome. Looking forward to another round of channel audits. And last, certainly not least, is kind of sort of in the middle, you know, just generally middle of the road type of channel auditor. It is Travis, MCP with no emoji. He's going classic old school. Hey, Travis, how you doing?
I didn't think anything. I was trying to figure that out, and then we started being live.
Yeah, sorry about that. We only found out like at literally 1 minute before we went live. So, folks, this is it. I call this the original team, which is why I'm going to call ourselves now the YWO, which is a YouTube World Order. Only about 3 or 4 people are going to get what that means from 1990s wrestlers reference there, but we are the YWO. So make sure to think about that if you are going to do memes of the week this week. Let's say hello to some people. I'm going to start with Dan. You can say hello to some people. I'm going to start just putting some chat up on screen as you do so.
We have someone just named Value straight up. So that's quite the promise there for a channel name. So hello to Value and Hunter. How many other one-word names are there today? That's 2 so far. Smogaffy. That might be a word.
Yeah, let's go with
technically.
That. Smogaffy. Yeah.
Chlicken. That's one word. I think people are just making stuff up now. Sidrix and Hertz. Is it the car rental company? Are they here? They chilling?
Hey, can we get some discounts on some car rentals? We're going to need it when conference season starts once again. Jeff, who are you saying hello to?
Let's see. I thought I saw somebody in the chat. Rock Hill Farms I saw in the chat. Daniel K. What's up, man? How you doing? We got Dumpster Diver 06. You gotta love that name, man. That stands out like a sore thumb. I love it. And then who else we have? We have an excellent dude in the chat. Awesome.
Excellent dude. Oh, one of the best channel names ever. We've also got Jonk in the house. Yeah, Travis, go on. You give your gushing love for Jonk, who's in the house today.
He's all right.
He's all right. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. We're done with him now.
We wouldn't stop talking about him before we went live.
We've helped him as much as we can. He's going to open his wings and fly away onto the glory that he so well needs. All right. Are you going to say hello to anyone else then, Travis?
Yeah. Karis Gamer is in the house. We see you. Desmond Max, Sidrix. We have Crossell. We got Ashen and Kid Economist.
There's one here that I want to say hello to. Who is it? I'm sure I saw the channel name of Team of Beef, but now it's gone. I'll say hello to Kid Economist instead. Also to Fuse. And then let's see if we can remember this name by the end of a live stream. JMick2780. I'm going to try and remember that name in the next couple of hours. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please do watch a video I made very recently about how to pick your channel name. And finally, Game X Nations. All right, welcome to all of you, the 400 plus people who've already joined us. Do let us know in the chat if you are a regular or a brand new visitor to this live stream, because what we're going to do now is quickly show you how all of this works with a wonderful 60-second explainer video. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every livestream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the livestream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this. All right then, let's do a little bit of housekeeping before we jump into the audits. As always, we continue to support the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. So any super chats that you kindly donate this week will go to that cause. We get around about 1,000 channel submissions every single week. We do apologize that we can't audit all of them, but stick around because we have an important, amazing, insane announcement very, very shortly about that. What I recommend you do is that you load up your channel on a separate screen, and then as we are looking at the channel in question, see how you can objectively apply some of the fundamentals that we often talk about, especially with gaming channels and channels that are maybe 1,000 subscribers or less. There are so many tactics and strategies that apply to all channels. Think about how what we're saying about a tech channel could be applied to a farming channel or a cubing channel, etc., etc. And the final bit of housekeeping I just want to let you know about, as always, we are not just a channel audit service on our live streams. We have a plethora, a multitude, a cavalcade, a festival of tools that will help you make data-driven decisions throughout your YouTube journey. Just to give you one example, let's say I'm going to make a video about how to grow with 0 views and 0 subscribers, and I want to know how this title and this thumbnail is going to look like compared to the best of the rest, the best competition for that search term. Well, we have this thumbnail preview tool down here in the bottom left. I've already put in my search term that I want to rank for. I will click that button, and hey presto, what it's done is injected my video into the top ranking videos for this topic. So let's say this video ranks second. I don't know, Dan, Jeff, Travis, do you think my big, my channel 0 subscribers, 0 views compares well against the 2, I guess, face-filled thumbnails? I think it looks pretty all right, not too bad.
I think so.
Yeah, competitive. Travis is giving me a bit of a blank face, but yeah, all right. Go on, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I think it looks good. It stands out, although we don't have a face in it, it is on brand and consistent with the design style of the thumbnails on the vidIQ channel, so it does make sense.
So I did actually start off with a face in this video, but it wasn't performing that well, so I changed it to this, and I think sometimes you can contrast it against other thumbnails, like all of these have faces in. Why not try one without a face? And I'm glad to say that I published this video now, and hey presto, it literally does rank second. How about that? It's almost as if I planned this well in advance. So it proves that the thumbnail and the title worked, but I was using this tool before the video went live. So just to go back to this, it's the thumbnail preview tool. It shows you how your video looks in search. It'll also show you how your video looks on a home screen versus other videos. And we can even compare it to just a random collection of videos on YouTube. And I think again, oh look, there's Junk. How do I compare against Junk in like a random collection of thumbnails?
Not to mention, you can see mobile sizes.
Not too bad, yeah. And of course, we could have a look at the mobile comparison of this. There are so many facets to this tool, and it's one of my favorite, which is why I'm recommending you start using it as a vidIQ user. So there is a link in the description if you want to download vidIQ, and I think there's also a link for using it as a free trial. But we'll get on to this astonishing, amazing deal we have very, very soon, because first of all, as always, let's start auditing some channels. And because I know all of you can already see my screen, let's look at the first channel that's submitted this week from the non-gaming section, and they go by the name of Cuba Normal. So let's start off with, I think, Jeff, what do you think we're looking at here with somewhat of a blank channel banner?
Well, Cuba Normal, when I first read that, I was thinking along the lines of a Cuba Libre, so I wasn't sure if maybe this was either a Cuban channel or maybe some Cuban beverages. Not thinking Cubing, because I saw Cuban.
Yeah.
So that was where my misconception came from. But interesting. So Cuban channels are dope, man. So let's see, what do we got going on here? So we've got some shorts happening. Okay, I see that. Me trying to assemble my 4x4, how to mess up your cube. Okay. All G perm and less. So for the shorts, no biggies on the thumbnails. The other ones, not bad. I think the only problem is it looks like it's like let's say how to mess up your cube. Even though the cube is very forward in the shot and there's not much text, the problem is that the background, if that's like a mouse pad or whatever that might be, it kind of clutters up the image. So I think if anything, when we do something like that, we want a cleaner background. Like the one above it, the X-Man Tornado has a cleaner background. The text uses a little on the small side, but it's much more easier to understand what's happening here.
Yeah, it's very much a feature of the thumbnails, this, but it doesn't really add any useful context, does it? I guess that's just the mat that they're using when they film. So as you say, we're trying to experiment now with maybe a cleaner background, or maybe even cutting out the cube and adding whatever background they want might be an idea as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How long has the channel been going? So we've been going 2 months, and it looks as if it's generally reviewing cubes, as we can see, or how to solve them. And I mean, again, from a layman's point of view, I think we've probably audited, between 10 and 20 cubing channels in the last year. And I just look at this channel right now in its infancy, and I'm trying to work out what's its unique value proposition. How is this going to differentiate itself from other channels in the cubing space?
Right.
Dan, Travis, if either one of you want to contribute, what would you say about this channel?
Yeah, I mean, they I think what we've seen work in a lot of cubing channels are, interesting ways to clear the cube, sometimes speed runs, reviews of different cubes and stuff, and those are the things that tend to work over time. And then the thumbnail style tends to be pretty specific, from what I remember. But yeah, it's a lot of how-tos, and then speed runs and kind of showing of skill and stuff is what I seem to remember.
Would it be fair to say that at this point, maybe the creator wants to start doing just a couple of simple searches in terms of what is the general styling and theming of cubing? Because I've just done one like 3x3 cubing here, and we can see how, I guess, crisp and clear, and how much the thumbnails pop, and maybe the hero of the channel we're auditing isn't quite there yet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can see the cubes very colorful, very big. The thumbnail style is pretty similar across most of these. So
yeah,
definitely want to have something that looks similar to this.
I mean,
what helps too is having them at an angle too. That gives you that 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
You don't want to be straight onto the cube. You want to kind of angle it so you can tell that it's a 3-dimensional cube. That helps too. That's something I'm picking up on all these thumbnails.
Yeah. Oh, so like the front on look that we have on quite a few of these here, Jeff.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to like have the cleaner background on that X-Man Tornado one. If anything, I would have just tried to angle it a little bit more. So instead of it top down, maybe, take it from this angle, against like a wall, or even like a natural background. Some of my best looking B-roll that I do for my channel is just with my lawn as the backdrop, because it's just a clean green. And it's not intrusive, so you can. It allows you to focus more. It gives you that distance and that blur, but allows you to focus on the subject.
Cool. So that is Cuba Normal. I think they've gained 5 subscribers since we started auditing their channel. So hopefully that's going to give you a boost as long as those subscribers watch your content, of course. Let's move on to the next channel, and this is going to be the first gaming channel of this week. So we'll bring our gaming aficionado Dan in, and Dan. No surprise here. we are looking at a Minecraft channel to kick us off, and they're called Frang.
Nice.
Frang. Okay. So, channel banner and name, everything lines up there. Let's just scroll down a little bit, see what we got.
Sure.
Seeing some Bed Wars. I built a custom lush cave in Minecraft. Ice cave in Minecraft. Okay, so it looks like they're leaning more into the montages as we kind of look through their content. And occasionally they try something new, right? But if I had to guess, they would prefer to do montages, maybe. Also, there's not a lot of content too. Just looking at the channel 4 months ago. Okay, start with some Let's Plays. So the general advice we would give is you want to be making content that people have a better chance of searching for, and having the vague titles on your like Bed Wars montages and things like that, you're kind of putting yourself in a very big pool, right? And it's gonna be really hard to stand out. So this is the kind of thing where it takes a lot of like, why should I watch you? You know, a lot of investigating into what's going to make your videos stand out amongst the crowd. And Minecraft is particularly difficult given just how big it is as a niche. I see they tried some shorts. That was where they found the most success there for a minute, just in terms of views.
I was looking at this trio of videos. I know one of them, two of them are shorts, but it's a typical thing of, you know, a listicle, an update, and a how-to. And those are kind of three pillars of content that we often suggest a creator should at least try in terms of increasing their searchability to begin with. And it's proven out here again, as always, with Minecraft content.
It has. I like their thumbnails, especially the more recent ones. I think they've put some work into those, and there can always be tweaks too. Like the text you're using is kind of hard to read, but the images you're capturing are pretty interesting at the same time. I think what you need to do, and what every Minecrafter needs to do, is find a specialty. That's kind of what we're down to in Minecraft. You can expand from there later. But when I say specialty, I'm just shrouding the word niche with a different word. You need to find yourself a section of Minecraft that isn't covered as much as another section. Bed Wars is covered left and right. So unless you're going to be the person who gives me the best tips on how to get very, very, very good at Bed Wars, it's going to be tough. A Bed Wars montage isn't going to do it. So what can you offer the Minecraft community that is unique to you and that no one else is doing, or at least doing well? So that's my advice for any channel trying to break into a massive game like Minecraft or Fortnite or one of these other worldwide sensation kind of games. You want to carve out a very small slice of the pie for yourself. This is the part of Minecraft you're going to specialize in. Maybe it's redstone builds in under a minute, you know, and that'd be a very popular one. But I'm just trying to give you an idea of what I'm talking about.
All right, then. So that is Frang that we've reviewed, our first gaming channel. We're going to be reviewing a lot more channels very, very soon. But just before we go into that, what we've done here is scratch the surface. You know, we've tickled the ear almost. We've clipped a single nail. I don't know why I'm using body part anatomy metaphors.
It's weird.
Here, but you know,
it's weird, man.
We've barely even got into the meat and potatoes of these channels, but hopefully you've already learned something a little bit about, you know, researching your channel space, or in terms of the Minecraft area, you know, finding your small slice of a pie. And so that would just be one tiny nugget of the valuable information that you could potentially receive from Dan. Can we just point down here? Can you just point downwards?
I'm not ready yet.
From one of these two, like one of these two incredible auditors that we have here at vidIQ, because Jeff's now positive. It's all on Travis says. Because while some of us just do this casually, you know, for a couple of hours a week, we have dedicated staff who are here to help you with your channel audits. You know, they do one-on-one 60-minute conversations, and we have probably one of the best offers that we've ever offered the community here. And I see, I put a poll on vidIQ on this live stream yesterday to find out how many non-paying customers, non-paying vidIQ users we have here on our live streams, and it was like 75% or above. So this offer applies to all of you, and I'm going to start running it in the bottom. So let me just explain what this is. I showed you the magnificent thumbnail preview tool at the beginning of this live stream, and that's just one of the many vidIQ tools that we have. And so what we're offering right now to the end of this month is a 50% discount on your first 2 months. So if you buy vidIQ Boost in your first month, then you get the second month half price. So essentially 50% off. But here's where things get really, really interesting. On top of that, you will receive a channel audit, not just on this live stream. I mean, an actual one-on-one consultation with one of our video channel auditors. This is an incredible offer. We usually offer this for around $500. So effectively, you're getting a 50% discount on our software plus that channel audit as well for free. So what's going to be running across the bottom of this screen throughout this live stream, if you want to take advantage of it, is that you need to, when you sign up for vidIQ and you go to the payment plans, you add the code working from home with no spaces, and it's for Boost monthly plans only. That will enable you to take advantage of this offer. If you need any more questions answered about this, then do contact us at support@vidiq.com. And so just to repeat, you're getting 2 months of vidIQ for 50% off the Boost plan, plus this channel audit with one of our awesome auditors, be it Travis, we've got Jeff, we've also got Alexi as well, as who you've sometimes seen on his live streams, and more. So I mean, I don't think we'll ever offer something as good as this, even as a Black Friday deal. I don't know if you'll get it as good as this. It's your instead of going back to work, stay at home, let us audit your channel and turn it into a YouTube empire. And with all of that being said, we'll now go back to these teaser starter menu courses of channel audits. And the next one that we are going to look at here is Ants Barbecue Cookouts. Or is it fitness? How do those two things work together? How can you get fit and have barbecues at the same time? What is the Venn diagram of barbecue eaters and fitness freaks? I don't know. It's an intriguing proposition here. I'm going to let Jeff or Travis start with this one. What do you think we're looking at here?
Well, so I love the idea behind this because I love barbecue. Huge barbecue fan. And of course, most people want to, I don't know what an anabolic recipe is, but I don't know if the barbecue is the fitness, like is the barbecue extra fit, or are you somehow going to lose weight by eating barbecues? If that's the case, I'm all over this channel. I would love to be able to eat all the barbecue I can and lose weight. I think that's yeah. They've touched on to something. And to be honest, like if you think about it, it's actually kind of smart, because if you bring something to the table and then can prove in some way that the very opposite of it is also true, you're going to get a lot of intrigue for your channel. So if there's a cake eating channel where you can lose weight, I guarantee that's going to be a big channel. You know what I mean? So
yeah, in some of the thumbnails we're seeing, you know, the selling point of the, I don't know if it's fitness, but it's more not gaining weight from eating the barbecue stuff. You know, 10 calories, 1 carb, 0 carbs here, and 6 and 9 grams. I was in agreement with you here. What I just didn't quite understand was the anabolic bit. Again, as a complete layman, the only way I associate anabolic to anything is steroids. And that's just from my very limited understanding. So whether that needs to be just explained a little bit more in a channel banner or removed to, you know, get rid of a bit of a confusion, that might be a question that needs answering.
I would personally lean into the keto aspect a little bit more, because I can tell that they've put keto in a lot of their videos. Okay. Anabolic, you can be too anabolic, you can be too catabolic. I don't know much about it, but this is like a thing when it comes to keto. And so if they're specializing in these recipes, that can come into conversation during videos and things like that. I don't think it needs to be in the channel banner, because like you said, it is a little bit confusing. I only recently learned about these terms, and you know, I watch what I eat. So I like the concept though of like, you know, I'm going to barbecue for the specific type of person. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think when we think about a target audience, how many layers deep are we going here? First of all, we're looking at cooking. That might be the top layer target audience. Then barbecue cooking. And then the sub niche of that is barbecue cooking with a health conscious mindset. And so in terms of really identifying a target audience, this channel's already nailed that at a very early stage of their channel, which is brilliant. What do we think about thumbnails? I think they're going in the right direction. Maybe just a little too complicated or packed out, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I welcome anybody's thoughts on this.
I like the reactions in them. So that's something that I noticed in them. There was a couple down further down below too. They were like, it was almost like they were reacting to the recipe, like, oh, like this is delicious, or chef's kiss, or like the how to make sticky buns on the pellet grill, stuff like that. So I like where they're headed. Probably a bit more wordy than I would like personally. I think
I'd agree there. Yeah.
I think you could keep it a little bit simpler, but overall, I mean, looking pretty good. Some of them get a little bit busy because of the backdrop, but I know when it comes to food, you definitely want to have that up front.
I think that sometimes the text, like in this one, maybe is just a little too dominant.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you drop out of there, but just tweaking it a little bit here and there. I'm going to sort by most popular here because I just want to see if there are any particular topics or types of food that are performing really well. Brisket, I think, seems to be a term that I'm seeing come up quite a bit. And then Weber Smoky Mountain. Is that a brand of food or is it a brand of barbecue?
Sounds like a grill. I think Weber's a grill.
Yeah, because we know that certainly when other people have been doing these barbecue or cooking channels, they end up sort of focusing on a particular product. Like I think Ninja is is that a deep fat fryer or something?
They make blenders. They make all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I've noticed that when channels attach themselves to certain brands and companies, that can be a real boon as well, because people are looking to maybe cook their barbecues using a certain brand or type or product. And I don't know if there's any association here with the Weber Smoky Mountain Grill and food conscious, health conscious, or maybe that's the brand deal they maybe want to think about in the future. But there's a connection there that I'm already seeing.
I think going back to thumbnails, the thing that just kind of stands out to me is they seem to put a lot of words in the thumbnail. I don't want to say they're necessarily always repeating the title, but I would just take the most exciting term if you're going to use text in the thumbnail. So like if you scroll down a little bit, there was one 0 carbs. That would be the only thing I'd put in that one in the middle right there.
Yeah,
I think that'd be the most exciting thing, like because your title's already telling me it's pulled pork and all of that. So the next step is 0 carbs, and people who eat barbecue might struggle with this, but like barbecue sauce tends to have sugar in it, carbs. So whenever you can kind of promote that and get those folks in there who care about that stuff, to me, that's like the most exciting term in that one thumbnail.
I think the emphasis here on should be amazing food, barbecue food, with the contradiction of this isn't going to be bad for you. It's going to be 0 carbs or 0 calories. How much can you sell that messaging in your thumbnails for the channel? But I'm very, very encouraged by Ant's barbecue cookout. We wish you the best of luck going forward there. Let's now have a look at Twitter. As always, Daniel, our social media manager, puts out a post and we encourage you to engage with it. And this week we wanted you to describe vidIQ, our channel, as a GIF, not using myself, of course. And we went for the classic Simpsons GIF here. It really restores your faith in helpful weirdos. So here is your collection of faithful weirdos. We try our best. We try our best.
Highly
and
accurate.
The winner. Sorry, Jeff, what was that?
Is it highly accurate?
Highly accurate. And the winner was the Jammer Man. And so let's have a look at their channel. And what have we got going on here? Looks like music education, but quite a lot of it going on in the channel banner here. All sorts of stuff: electronic, acoustic, music, originals, chill covers, jam sessions. Phew! Is that too many things to too many audiences?
Might be.
Yeah, might be, because it could be just a little bit of a lack of focus. But That's fine. I mean, everybody's multifaceted, but I think that could be something that finding, YouTube trying to find that Venn diagram of people who are into all of that. I'm into all kinds of stuff, so that I'm one of those people. But a lot of people will only really stick to like 2 or 3 genres of music in their daily lives. So sometimes it can be hard to really find that exact audience. And then also when I heard Jammer Man, I was expecting a pajama channel, so I'm a little disappointed.
Oh dear, oh dear. Let's have a look at some of the videos. I want to see if you can find out very quickly what might be a big problem for this channel in terms of the direction.
So a lot of it has like kind of stringed instruments. I don't want to just say guitar because it looks like there's some other things going on there. And then there's like keyboard stuff, which is not necessarily the same viewership. So this actually is interesting because you might think under the umbrella of music it all fits, and it kind of does, but you also have to think about viewership, and if you're wanting people to continue to come back time and time again, who you are targeting your content towards. So there was a creator that I was working with like 2 weeks ago, and they had a channel for slot machines, and then they also did a little bit of blackjack videos. Now, on the surface, there's both gambling, and you think, okay, the same thing, but they're not really. People who play slot machines don't necessarily play blackjack and vice versa.
Very true. Yeah.
So what was happening was their blackjack videos were starting to take off, and their other videos were just kind of staying somewhere in the middle and never quite growing. So, what we came up with is to just really concentrate on blackjack for that channel for the time being, and then either spin off the other stuff or, put it somewhere else because the viewership is different. So I would say similarly, the viewership of keyboard players is different than people who play bass versus guitar versus ukulele versus whatever the heck else is there. So I would really consider that and understand that the people who are watching one of those things may not be watching the rest. And then the Stephen T. Hack report.
Well, exactly, Travis. So let's take this a steps further. I was hoping you'd notice this. So what do you think's going on here? Like we look at the videos here and you're getting like 100 views, less than 100 views. Then what's gone on here?
Yeah, there's a lot of views on that one, the 10K views. It's actually kind of crazy. The report, there's some big views on those for some weird reason. I don't even know who that is. Do you know who that is?
So I don't know who that is. I'm going to just assume that this might be a musician channel, a big musician channel. But the concern here is that the channels decided to go on a bit of a different direction in terms of, instead of music education, although maybe this Steve T is a musician, but what they're covering here is YouTube drama. Mm-hmm. And so they have somehow collected quite a significant audience on this YouTube drama story. Mm. And, they did what we would suggest, which is doubling down on that content. But the problem is that they've gone viral with something that isn't necessarily core to their channel and their audience. And they're being, I guess, I don't want to use the word punished, but YouTube is not really, the recommendation system is looking at these videos and thinking, these are not the same videos that were working for the channel as these ones. And it's almost like the channel's not back to square one, but they're back to where they were before this little run of videos. Yeah. And
I mean, they're actually lucky that it didn't they didn't have more momentum going, because it could absolutely have killed all of their momentum. It's just something you want to pay attention to, because the viewership that's coming into this is not necessarily the viewership you want moving forward. And I have tons of channels I've dealt with that have tried to do this, and then it ends up messing up their entire channel, and they're never able to get the channel back to what they wanted it to.
So I think Steve T was maybe a musician or a lyrics reaction channel. So there is some crossover in terms of interest, but video topic is really quite different.
Yeah, I think it's a little too different. But anyway, they still have a focus issue here anyway with either doing stringed instruments.
True.
So there's a lot to work on here.
And then thumbnails, we haven't even got to thumbnails, but we're thinking that's a lot of text on the thumbnails and it's difficult to read.
For the stringed ones, all you have to do is look on YouTube. They're mostly supposed to be close up of the fingers on the frets and stuff, like it's what you see most thumbnails are. So these are close, but then they have too much like the keyboard one's fine, but like the more recent ones with the kind of stringed instruments, they're the important part's too small, and they're trying to jam in a bunch of text there, which is not necessary.
Yeah, I kind of feel as if that is a better starting point. It's more stylized.
Yeah.
The text isn't quite as dominant. I think maybe, I mean, there is that argument of trying to make your thumbnail stand out, but maybe for your particular audience, these fluorescent colors just don't quite work. That maybe they appear somewhat tacky, perhaps to the type of audience that you're appealing to. But of course, the data is going to tell you that as well in terms of click-through rate. Any final thoughts for Jammerman, or shall we move on to the next channel? Let's move on to the next channel then, and it's going to be. Right, I'll try and pronounce this as Skizpez. I'm not going to remember how to spell that. I can definitely confirm that. But it is, Dan, a PUBG mobile gameplay and versus channel. So I'm just going to scroll down, see how old they are. Okay, they've been hanging around on YouTube for a good 7 to 8 months. Looks as if their channel focus has remained intact regarding PUBG.
Yeah, I'm looking for any standouts. Looks like 223 views on 4-finger control code. So these control codes, I guess these are like codes for the game. Maybe, I don't know if these are items that you're unlocking with these codes. I don't know enough about PUBG Mobile to advise on that. What I will say at first glance, though, is that your thumbnail concepts are a bit too, how do I put this? They're kind of basic. So you've taken a character, put them on the right side of the screen, and then you take some text, put it at the top, and then you always take a picture of this control code or a menu screen, something that we couldn't possibly read, probably even if we zoomed in on it. So your thumbnails aren't very interesting, and they probably take a while to make the way you're doing them. So I would simplify the whole concept of your thumbnail. You had one on there that was like a versus, like 2 guns side by side, which was much better. So what are we looking at here?
I did a search for 3-finger settings. So this must be like how you set up your controls on the touch screen. All of these have that concept of you holding the screen and like the best thumb and finger placements, it looks like here. Yeah,
it doesn't matter what's even on the phone screen at that point. You can the light bulb goes off in your head the second you see the thumbnail.
Yep.
Yeah,
I get exactly what that video is about. So that is going to be a good guide for you.
Yeah, he's giving more of a feeling of cheat codes that you might be putting in.
Yeah, the menu screen just really feels like, what is this? You know, is this something that is going to get me banned from the game? But really, you're probably sharing these like setups that you've created, which is pretty valuable, and that's why they have more views than than your subscribers on the channel and things like that. And I think if you had better thumbnails on those that portrayed that concept, that gave people that light bulb moment, you would have even more views.
Sorry, Jeff, I cut you off there, I think. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just saying that exactly what Dan was saying was that a bit of thumbnail research as far as what people like, what's ranking, which thumbnails are really working for that. And what we saw there was actually showing the 3 fingers on the screen and the 4 fingers on the screen. That paints a picture that you can understand and absorb within 1 to 2 seconds versus control code and then trying to figure out what it says. And I'm scrolling to the next one that clearly shows me what I'm looking for right on the thumbnail. Even if his videos are actually in fact better, the other thumbnail is going to win. So that's where we get that old adage of confuse and you lose, right? So you want to make sure that it's perfectly clear. And it looks like on the one below it, that 4-finger claw setup where he has the 1, 2, 3, 4, that's getting closer to that other concept. So all he needs is to find a way of including some sort of fingers in that, and it would have been perfect.
Yeah,
and I think that the titles could probably do a bit of work here as well, like 3-finger control code. Okay, great. What does this mean? Does it mean I'm going to be able to? Is it the best one, or is it for left-handed? Those who are predominantly left-handed. Just adding maybe a bit more context title-wise, even if it's to give an idea of fear of missing out, or like best 3-finger controls for a beginner or an expert, or somebody using a certain weapon. I think always adding more context is going to be useful for somebody who's definitely searching for this. I mean, if we just go back here, finger claw settings, like is claw something that's added to claw setup? So claw appears to be a search term within this as well.
It looks like when you take your index finger and your thumb, that it creates like a claw shape, and that's what they're kind of getting at.
The claw. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I will say I don't think you can make a whole channel off of this though. There's probably only so many setups before you're just burnt. So you also want to be sitting down to figure out where you're going to take your channel, what type of content you want to make. You start out very helpful. What other helpful things can you help the community with? And more content. We've seen that you haven't posted in a while. You don't post very often, and you started to kind of get some decent traction. Oh, I guess they posted 2 days ago. We were on a different screen.
Yeah.
6 days, 1 week. Okay, so we're sorry about that. We are posting. That's good. So yeah, but as always, like the more you do, the more shots you get to take.
Channel banner is also going to get sliced and diced as well. So I think you're going to end up with a channel banner that says mobile gameplay and versus. So you're just losing the PUBG aspect there. For context, let's move on to the next channel, and that is going to be Maxwell Chan. I think this was either a Jeff or a Travis pick, but I can't remember which one. Am I right? That was me. All right, Jeff. So why are we looking at this channel, and how can we help them?
Well, I mean, I gave it a quick cursory glance, and it caught my eye. So, firstly, because this is obviously a teenager, so this is a younger dude. So I always want to look out for our up and coming creators. And what really caught me was the thumbnails. So the thumbnails really caught my eye because they look very good. But one of the things that I also noticed when I was going through, I went from his, all of the thumbnails top to bottom. He's been at it for quite a bit. He's got quite a bit of content on here, but he's lacking focus. And that's kind of one of the issues. And you can see how his thumbnails have evolved over time, and they've gotten much better. But there's a lack of focus because he's doing vlogs and he's doing tech and he's doing this. It's and there's too many ands. And I think what we need here is a bit more focus on exactly what it is that he wants to do, because it's like some of it is like he's trying to teach people, like he's giving advice and how to make thumbnails and for things being YouTubers taught me, stuff like that. But then he's also doing these cinematic short film stuff, and it's like there's a lot happening. And the problem with that is he's not targeting a viewer. And that's one of the things I think could be holding him back, because obviously the thumbnails can get attention and the videos themselves look good, but he's not focused on a particular topic. And
it's interesting you say that, because with 800 subscribers, the view counts are generally fairly consistent. We don't. I mean, I agree that usually, let's say you look at this one about how you make quality thumbnails, that's very much YouTube education, versus how to solve a Rubik's Cube in probably under 10 seconds, 10 minutes. 150 views, 350 views. There is a bit of a gap there, but not like very spiky. Right. So I think maybe the creator is starting to create some loyalty with their audience, irrespective of the content. But I still agree with you in the sense that who is going to watch a video about using a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, which is now a 3-4-year-old device, and then a Canon M50 in the next video. That's two very different types of piece of technology there, which is gonna, I guess, as you say, throw the audience a little bit off from video to video.
Yeah. So that's just one of the things where hopefully, I don't know if he's in the chat or if he's hopefully going to watch the replay on this, but this is something that I hope he would kind of listen to a little bit, because there's just a little bit of a lack of focus, and there's no reason why you still can't do all of this stuff. But if anything, I would definitely identify the content that's working best, really lean into that. And if you still want to do the other stuff, there's no reason why you can't split off and have a secondary vlog only channel or a secondary YouTube education channel. There's no reason why you can't do that. So that's the only thing that really caught my eye. Was everything looks good. The videos themselves look good. The thumbnails look good, but I think more than anything, it's just really focus.
And when I sort by most popular, each video is almost on a completely different topic. We've got a camera review here, prevent increases in your sneakers, and then a MacBook Pro review, smartwatch, headphones. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Speeding up ads, productivity. Is that a book review of some kind, best keyboard, and then your first day at school. So all sorts of different topics. The one connection I did see here was, is it worth it in a year? So this isn't, like buying an older product and then seeing if it's still valuable. I know, Travis, you've occasionally done this with Amazon secondhand review content. So there may be a particular theme there, but all of these videos are like over a year old as well.
Yeah, it can be, because people are always looking for budget things, but I always love the idea behind that. Yeah, so it's not completely surprising that some of this more popular stuff is kind of how to make older stuff work longer.
Yeah. Next channel then is going to be Joe's Phenomenal. I think Joe, whenever I check the comments on videos like 2 or 3 hours afterwards, you always want to be first to comment, but I think you were also randomly selected as well, so no particular favoritism, but it's always nice to see regular vidIQ family members being picked for audits. And so we're looking at a channel with cooking tutorials, recipes, product reviews, and dressings that don't suck. You've just hit 500 subscribers. What are we going to say about this channel?
Taking a quick look, but first of all, congratulations, Joe, on the 500 subs. So that's always awesome. Let's see here. All right. Okay. I think the only thing that's bugged me so far is that some of the text runs into the timestamp, but that's something that's easily fixed. Like do
it the right wibble.
Yep.
I think that says wibble behind.
Yeah, so that's just one of the things that could be easily fixed. But Magic Mayo, and I think maybe a question mark behind it. So that's just something to think about. But yeah, that's something that's definitely easily fixed, especially by the way you lay out your thumbnail. Especially if like you want to be in it, then you definitely want to make sure that you have yourself on one side, or even just eliminating your backgrounds. That's something that could always help as well.
My question is, as I look through the thumbnails, is what type of eater / food preparer
chef?
Are you? Chef. Thank you. I don't really want to call them chefs, damn it, but
stop using those technical terms.
It's when I look at this, like I can't be bothered putting any of this food together like it is, so it doesn't appeal to me. But for somebody who is prepared to spend a little bit of time preparing food and drinks, is this for somebody who's got a really sweet tooth, or is not too bothered about their, what they take in, or is it because I saw gluten-free once in one of the titles, but I'm not getting a strong food-conscious vibe one way or the other. So now I'm starting to look into the description and whatnot.
That's my issue with it, because if you're gluten-free, you're not going to make any exceptions for the times where this channel.
So I see that and it's like, okay, what do you mean by that? Because I don't get that vibe anywhere other than in the description. How are you the Elon Musk of salad dressings?
I think you can make a whole channel about salad dressing, to be honest with you. If you're if you're that good at it, if you're boasting that you're always going to like have these different dressings. But what I was trying to say is that if you're gluten free, you're not making any exceptions. You're always eating gluten free, because a lot of times it's because you physically can't eat gluten. So it's going to be important, I think, as a food channel to niche down even more beyond just I am a food channel and I make really delicious food, which it looks like they do, but it definitely seems to bounce around.
See, what I'm seeing is that when I sort by most popular, I think when they're actually, and there we are, Ninja, I knew I'd seen that very recently. It's when they're actually reviewing food preparation apparatus. What's a better way of saying that?
Like a knife or something? I don't know. Like, it could just be anything.
A knife, a blender, cutlery, saucepans. They had a bit of a run here on all of these reviews here. So is it actually a cooking channel, or is it a food utensils review channel? Yeah.
No, I mean, it's funny because we think, theoretically, we would think that all falls under the same umbrella. But the viewership is slightly different from people who are looking for recipes on an air fryer or looking for recipes with their Ninja Foodie versus the person who's shopping for that particular product, looking for reviews and comparisons. So that's, you can still do both. And I've seen some channels actually be pretty successful doing both, but there is a bit of a difference, because if you're going to be talking about this particular brand or of this type of product, then it would also make sense for you to do recipes based on the usage of that product, like your top 5 Ninja Foodie recipes, or your top 5 steaks with the Ninja Food, whatever it might be. But keeping it to that audience where that, like, is the person who the 12,000, 24,000, 36,000 views that you got on the Ninja Foodie, can you recapture those people by bringing them in on specific recipes for the product that they just bought?
There's very much a spiky audience here, like this one here, how to make, how to bake this, 30 views, didn't do anything. Looking at stainless steel cookware, you know, a 10 times multiplier on the audience there. And then we look at an oven, and we get, you know, another 10 times multiplier, 2,500 views. So it's really cutting out the videos that aren't doing anything for the channel or the audience. And I think, again, that might be where you want to look at the return viewers and see what they are returning for. And I think we're all establishing here, generally speaking, that it's for the apparatus you use in the kitchen. And then, as Jeff is saying, how can maybe you merge a type of food that you're cooking into, maybe the messaging is I'm using a saucepan, an oven, a knife, or whatever, but then you can have your creative freedom within the video itself to create this food or that food or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's something we could think about. And, you know, because that's something I did. I know when Travis convinced me to buy an air fryer, then I was delving deep and ruined my own algorithm on air fryer recipes. To this day, I still get air fryer recipe videos recommended to me. But I mean, I think Ninja is a really huge audience within itself on YouTube. I think there's like whole channels dedicated to it. There's whole recipe channels dedicated to that stuff. Not saying that's what he has to do, but you can tap into a little bit of that traffic.
I almost feel as though advice that would apply to a tech review channel would apply to this channel if they're going to go the route of reviewing these different products.
All right, so that is Joe's Phenomenal. We are approaching the top of the hour, or noon for many of us, so we are now hungry, but we will continue on with a couple of shout outs. This is where we bring up several channels that we want to say hello to, and maybe do a quick mention of them. And you're not necessarily going to get a full audit here, but that doesn't discount you from being randomly selected, which we're going to be doing for the next hour. So let's do some shout outs first. And Dan, you're going to say hello to
Magpie Craft with 133 subscribers. It looks like they are all in on Minecraft, already covering 1.18 snapshots, which is interesting because I thought they were breaking up 117 into 2 parts, but you're claiming this is 118. So you might know something I don't. We're trying to chase a different search term. It could be very, very interesting experiment there. And they're also doing some Minecraft shorts.
That is always very powerful if you know something that most of the creators don't, and you can bring that to your audience first and then a wider audience. So that could be something exciting to explore over the next few weeks. Jeff, you are saying hello to another Minecraft channel.
Bubbles. Interesting. So SP Bubbles, 2,000 subscribers. Congratulations. So this seems like they must have hit that just recently. And that's what we're doing, man. And these look like longer videos. I'm not sure if they're Let's Plays or what's going on, but we've got 18 minutes, 19 minutes. So not seeing much in the way of shorts content, but they are doing some long videos and they're getting some pretty decent views on them.
Yeah, looking like a good start for the channel. I mean, Dan, we look at a channel like this 6 months into their YouTube journey. They've made, maybe 20 Minecraft videos, and the fact they've got 2,000 subscribers and hundreds of views on all of their videos, certainly doing something right. I'm getting a bit of a Tommy Innit vibe here, a little bit from the thumbnails.
Yeah, they very well could be modeling themselves after that style too, and they're obviously doing something right, because to see like what looked to me like general just Minecraft Let's Play videos getting these kinds of views on a channel of this size and this age is very, very good.
And then Travis, you're going to say hello to
Age of the Digital Creator. I like the idea of the name. Sounds interesting. And then we got a bunch of, so we got the video intro, and then we got presets and movies I watched, and Black Magic Cinema 6K, and then Halloween Haul. It's a little bit of everything. Little bit of everything. So, and then a Bird Boy trailer. I'm not 100% sure what this channel is about, but they're definitely trying a lot of things, and they do have a good number of subscribers, which is interesting. Yeah. So I'd be interested to understand better, like, what exactly this content is, and like who is it for? Because there's a lot of things going on here.
My best guess is there may be following a particular type of movie director or style of content, whether it be horror or whatnot. But again, I'm not quite getting the full vibe here from the content. But yeah, some promising stuff here. You know, a couple of videos with a few thousand views. Maybe check why that was. Where did the audience come from for that content, which is good to see. I am going to say hello to D_gamer. And it looks as if they are covering a multitude of Roblox mods, because I'm seeing a golfing game here. I'm also seeing Bed Wars duos and whatnot. And you are 4 months into your YouTube venture. And if you're getting videos that have triple-digit scores, that's encouraging to see. Maybe focusing a little bit more on one of the mods within Roblox might help you. And this could be just the case of maybe somebody's disliking all of your videos. You haven't got a big sample size, but I'm wondering why some of these videos aren't getting in the greens, likes and dislikes ratios, as we like to call it, you know, above 90% and so on. And probably some work needs to be done on the thumbnails as well. I'm getting a screenshot vibe here rather than something that's been post-edited. But that is D_gamer. And Jeff, I'll give you the final hello here. Who are we looking at?
So looks like it's PowerPoint Design 1. All one word.
That's very slowly to get all of the words out there.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. I get what they're going for, but you know, you can use spaces, my friend. Spaces are okay. you can throw them in there. But congrats on the 1,000 subs. So we're out here doing it. Presentation, slide designs, and tutorials. Yeah, I mean, that's super helpful for people that are looking to do these PowerPoint presentations and stuff like that. So it looks like he's doing how-to content from the looks of it.
Looks that way, yeah. Although I'm seeing a little bit of topic jumping here. 50 minutes of scenic relaxation video. Is that presented as a PowerPoint? I just can't see that in the title.
A relaxing PowerPoint. That is a niche within a niche.
I mean,
most PowerPoints make me go to sleep.
I was going to say, yeah, I get pretty relaxed by most PowerPoints, but for entirely the wrong reasons. I'm just wondering who this is for. Who's the target audience? Is it for corporate business? Is it for students at university? Is it for complete beginners? I think maybe identifying a target audience might help a little bit for this channel, as well as improving thumbnails a little bit. Although, you know, I often talk about thumbnails looking like PowerPoint slides. In this case, your thumbnails kind of do want to look like that because that's what you're telling people how to create.
Let's see.
Yeah, so just maybe general PowerPoint slides. You know, a target audience may be useful here going forward. All right, so those are our shout-outs, but I completely forgot to audit one of the channels, which Travis sent me, so I'm going to find that one now. And I think Travis, this was the right one, wasn't it? Bjorn5, who's going to build it, race it, break it, fix it, repeats. I almost feel as if you could remove the it of all of these and then turn it into a T-shirt that says build, race, break, fix, repeat.
Yep.
But that's just my fault. What are we looking at here, Travis?
Yeah, I mean, I love go-karts and stuff, so I saw that this was kind of interest, some go-kart stuff there. But they also show a car there, too, which I was kind of confused by. So it looks like it's a little bit of both, which I'm unsure that they're the same viewership. So that's what we talked about before with, like, you know, the gambling industry. I think people who, I mean, obviously there are people who drive cars that like go-karts, but I'm unsure, you know, what that kind of, you know, what the exact overlap may be. But yeah, I mean, all things four wheels, I guess, and different types of cars, not even like a specific brand. It doesn't look like, so that, you know, it's going to be kind of, I think, difficult to get a lot of traction, but it's interesting. I like the idea behind it. I like the concept. I think really this should just be a go-kart channel, and then maybe the other channel is a car channel. I think they should actually be separate. The viewership is, I think, too different.
Yeah, and I would do this. I would similarly say if it's going to be a car channel and you're going to be, because I see a lot of Honda. I mean, obviously there's the Volkswagen right there, but there's a lot of Honda happening here. There's a Ridgeline and there's a Civic that I would say, you know what, maybe make that, if you do it, you know, if you do split it off, have a very specific Honda channel, go after the Honda boys, because that is a huge audience. There is a huge culture around Honda. I was a part of it for years. So there's a lot there that can that you can tap into for sure.
It's curious how all of the most popular videos are very old, like 5 years or more in most cases. And then we have this one at the top here, which simply titled English, 15,000 views. That's
interesting.
Very curious one, yeah.
Yeah.
So the most recent stuff is, there are a couple of shorts in there, but as you say, very, very specific how-tos on different, not brands of cars, but very specific cars. And so just because I own a Honda Ridgeline doesn't necessarily mean I own a 4H Zolder. I don't know is that a type of cart? Yeah, as you say, Travis, maybe audiences are so niche here, it's difficult to convince somebody to move from one video to another, given how specific each of these videos are.
Yeah, like if you're using full-size car parts in go-karts, then you could kind of make that connection a little bit better.
Yeah, like more generally how to replace a clutch in a go-kart, as opposed to, you know, if your throttle is stuck on a 4H Zolder. Sorry, that might be a race rather than a go-kart. Yeah, I mean, we talk about niching down. Maybe this is almost too niche in some circumstances.
Yeah, totally agree. So definitely maybe think about that. Look at what your last 28 days, how many views you're getting from what traffic, from what videos, and pay attention to that as maybe a direction forward.
All right then, Dan, can you just start talking about, please?
Is it Discord?
Discord, yeah, because I just need to find a screenshot to bring in, and then we'll find the Discord channel, because for some reason it's not on. There we go. I found that.
Hey,
I just need to find a channel.
Well, what you're looking at right now is my favorite channel in the vidIQ Discord, which is the thumbnails channel. We've talked about thumbnails a lot today. So if you were to say finish watching the audit stream today, and you're like, well, those guys talked a lot about thumbnails, I noticed some things I could improve. Maybe as you're making those improvements, jump into the vidIQ Discord and show the community and ask for their feedback, because that is what the whole thing is about in there. We're not looking for people to promote their YouTube channels. That doesn't really work. But what we are looking for are folks willing to participate in conversations about how to get better at YouTube at large. A whole bunch of creators in there, thousands of people who are at various parts of their YouTube journey. And we always pick somebody who is providing a lot of that value in the community at random and give them an audit. So usually they don't even know this is coming. And Rob, was this the channel that...
So it was this channel. What I'd mistakenly done is, I think I brought up the tab, but I forgot to bring this Discord screenshot into this tab, and then that was the next channel. So we have already audited the channel, but now you know about Discord, which is absolutely brilliant. So we're now kind of moving into the second hour of
vidIQ.com/Discord. I forgot that part. The part with the link.
vidIQ/Discord. .com/Discord. Very well done. So now we're moving on to the claw, and this is where we start to get really exciting and somewhat random, where we could pick out any channel from the two lists here. We have 420 submissions there and 460, so that's what I mean by we have so many channel submissions. So I just need to make sure that our claw is going to capture all of these channels. So maybe we'll go up to 430 to make sure that we cover everybody. So what I do is I put the claw into the balls and we pick out number 142, and then we take that number and we put it into this picker.
The claw.
What's everyone giggling at? Why are we giggling?
Claw.
Ooh.
Dan, you know, like you did the intro for Defending Indefensible. Can we have one for the claw as well, which somehow avoids all copyright issues?
Okay, yeah. Dang it, yeah. Now
the next channel we're looking at is Kraken Videos. Now, I know, Travis, that there is a new hockey team coming to Seattle called the Krakens, if I remember rightly. So I got that vibe of maybe a sea monster. but that I've got this completely wrong. It's certainly not about that. It looks like it's maybe an Indian, or dare I say a Bollywood music channel, perhaps.
Well, it's kind of like relaxing music or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know why videos is spelled that way. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like very phonetic in a lot of ways. Videos. Yeah, I don't know. This is more one of I think they're trying to do the relaxation channel thing, and I'll tell you, like, some of these videos actually have some pretty good views considering, like, you know, how long they've been out and what, unless they've been, of course, you know, pumped up with ads or something, because they have like exactly 1,000 views, which is, you know, kind of very consistent, right? Like it's almost overly consistent.
Oh yeah,
really like 1,000 views. So, and it's not. And usually what you'll see that at the beginning of a creator's journey. They'll do it at the beginning, hoping that it'll help kickstart things. I can tell you right now, it doesn't. And the other thing that kind of makes me suspicious of the 1 hour ones is, for the most part, you do need really long, like 8 and 10 hour videos for this, because most people go to sleep to them. And even more popular than those are live streams of these. So, you know, getting into this type of niche is rough. It is highly competitive because most of them are very live stream based, and you get an artificial boost in search if you're live streaming. So it's kind of tough. Plus, a lot of these thumbnails don't make a lot of sense for the music type. Like some of them do, like the beautiful winter scenes and that sort of thing. But then you get these other ones that I don't understand, like the squirrel. I don't really get that. And then the Tibetan singing bowls. I mean, I don't know. So I think that if you're really going to want to get into this, you need to really look at some of the channels that are doing this well, and you will see that what you're doing is not exactly what they're doing. So you might want to adjust if possible.
When I look at these, I guess, meditation channels, or, you know, even by a greater extension here, sometimes faceless channels, I think the problem many creators have is diversity of choice. And what I mean by that is that, you know, let's talk about the tech sector. The tech sector allows for a lot of different opinions and approaches to content, and a lot of different topics to look at, be it earphones or whatever. So you can have a diversity of creators. But when it comes to, let's say, music relaxation, it feels to me as if there's one or two channels that establish themselves at the top, and then it is almost impenetrable by any other creator to establish themselves. I might be wrong on that, but that's just kind of the vibe I get. Like, once I am established with a certain relaxation music channel, I'll probably stick to them, and I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. But I'd love alternative viewpoints on this, if you think I'm maybe making it a little too hard for this creator to find their space in music relaxation.
That could still be done, just if you can find a different angle, because relaxation music general is already so incredibly saturated, especially by live streams. So, you know, if you look that up, you look at meditation music, you're probably going to see 4 or 5 24-hour-a-day live stream servers running at any given moment. So if you can find another angle to it, like take a step deeper, where we saw people doing black screen, which they've tried. We've got people out here that are doing specifically rainstorms, or specifically there was one that I found that I was like, this is awesome. It's basically, if you're trying to what it sounds like inside of a spaceship and you're trying to sleep. So you have that like Enterprise background noise going on. You know, it's crazy, but it's like they found, and they're doing very well. So they found a different angle to this that nobody had tapped yet. And that's, you know, it's kind of like striking gold, but it's one of those things where if you can find a different angle to differentiate yourself from the regular old meditation background music, you know, that could be the way to go. Otherwise, not to be a negative Nancy, but this is an uphill battle.
Yeah. So that is Kraken videos. We'll pick the next channel here. This is going to be a gaming channel this time, and let's see what we can conjure up for Dan. All right, so just bear me one second. I just need to do a couple of things here to make sure that I've got my screens in the right order. All right, so the gaming channel we are pulling up here is Mr. Clement Gaming, I think. So let's see what we have. All right, then. Okay, Dan, so we're looking at a channel which is approaching 2,000 subscribers, and they are into the GTA Online scene, it looks like here. And just from the thumbnails, it looks as if they're very much focusing on daily updates of, I don't know, loot in the game. So it's always a good approach, I would say.
Yeah, that could be very valuable to the people who are playing Grand Theft Auto and trying to keep up with this. All location day 208. This must be really difficult for them to like. It looks like daily, more than once a day they're posting, and yeah, this is how many subscribers?
Here's the crazy thing is that they're just too long for shorts.
Yeah,
sacrificing potentially a lot of views for these.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, shorts, because I know there's definitely some differing opinions here in terms of, yes, you can make shorts. I guess the problem with shorts would be if this is searchable content, like almost daily updates on GTA Online, is it going to work that well in shorts? I think the best way to do this is to experiment. But then, Dan, you may also argue that, check your traffic sources. If your shorts were transitioning to browse and suggested, then you may want to make these, shorter videos, even if they're not YouTube shorts. I know you've got some experience with this now.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be testing that because given how short they already are, you might be able to cut off the 40 seconds and give it a shot. And try it for a little while, see if that changes anything. Maybe you could produce a short and a long form version of the same video. I think it's worth testing. And what I would also look into is how popular are Grand Theft Auto shorts in general, regardless of what it is they're doing. Because if that's not going to work, I would still consider making some shorts alongside the long form content to just, that's going to get the numbers up across the board. People have a better chance of finding these long form videos, getting recommended to them, so on and so forth. There's a lot. I mean, we could say so much about it. I think what's happening with shorts right now is that it's getting to that point where it's acting a lot more like regular old YouTube, right? You post it, and it has to be like the best of the best to finally get in front of a lot of people. And when this all started and people didn't even know about it, YouTube was hungry. All the real estate was open on the short shelf, and now people are feeding into it. It looks like this channel has experimented with some shorts, so they might already have some experience there. But it's going to, shorts are going to be something you really need to experiment with and approach with a strategy, just like you would with any other video you make.
They have a set template here for these daily videos because they're all 1 minute 40 seconds long.
Yeah.
So they're very much fitting something into a lot of structure. What do you reckon about the thumbnails? Do you think they're okay with the thumbnails because we've got this date change every day, or should they try and show you what's inside the treasure chest? So that would allow you to have a new item, but that means, of course, you have to spend a bit more time with the thumbnails as well.
I think they've built a returning audience of about 500 people for these. And
I agree with that.
It needs, I would want more. I would be like, this is great. I figured out a pattern that brings back these same 500 people, but I would be wanting to reach out to new people. So the first thing I would test are different thumbnails, and I might even start playing with the titles a little bit and trying different things. If you make one of these every single day, you have all the time in the world to test it. I would take at least one a week and do it differently somehow, and then see how it performs.
This is one of the channels where we see something, even though it's within a topic that's familiar to us, gaming and Grand Theft Auto, we found something quite unique and interesting within a channel. And that's the sort of things that we love to dig into, which is why I'm going to promote once again just the offer that we have running along the bottom, which is if you want to talk to somebody about your channel for 60 minutes and talk only about your channel and actually ask questions, then as part of a deal that we currently have running, which isn't going to last very long, it's going to have expired by the time we do our next channel audits, then do read the banner across the bottom. If you use a promo code WORKFROMHOME, not only do you get 50% off your first 2 months of vidIQ Boost, but you also get a channel audit, not just this 5-10 minute glance at your channel during a live stream. This is talking one-on-one with one of our channel audit experts, which would cost you $500 usually. So it is a huge, big offer. We recommend you check it out. And if you need any more information about this, do please email support@vidiq.com. Let's now get back to the channel audits. I'm going to bring the claw back into play. And this is going to be a non-gaming gaming channel, and it is channel number 47. So let me just make sure that I'm looking at the right form, and we will get that channel. And I think they are a reaction channel, and they look something like this. Flex to Nice reacts. Okay. Just cracked 100 subscribers. First of all, congratulations on that. Oh, look, and you're reacting to your, I guess, one of your first vidIQ certificates as well, which is pretty cool.
Hey.
Again, I'm not sure if, I mean, Dan, you're always very sensitive to these community videos when you're a small channel. Like maybe if you're on your YouTube journey and it was about YouTube education, you talk about getting 100 subscribers. I don't know, maybe it doesn't fit with this audience, but maybe I'm being a little too critical there. It's just going from reactions, and then my first 100 subscribers.
I like the approach, how it was not just, hey, thank you for 100 subscribers, but instead how I made it happen.
Cool, yeah, good point.
But that's like almost coming from a YouTube advice perspective. I would have said reacting to my first 100 subscribers and
Exactly.
Put together something more on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done if anything, and this is something that I saw successfully done by a few different reaction channels, was they did a reacting. It's when they hit, I think is when they hit either 1,000. I think it was 1,000 because they want to celebrate monetization, YouTube partner program. But when they hit 1,000 subs, they reacted to their very first reaction video to see like the journey of where they are now. Because by the time they hit 1,000 subscribers, this particular channel, they had something like 400, 500 videos up. So they had this long journey of content, and there was a good evolution, like the video quality, audio quality, their personality really came to life. Like they really opened up as a creator. So when I saw that video, it was reacting to my first video, 1,000 subscriber celebration. I was like, oh, let me check this out. And it was actually a lot of fun to watch because they were it was so cringy. They were cringing something like, oh, like every time they did something, they just kept going, ugh! They kept having these physical reactions to themselves. And I was cracking up. I almost fell out of my chair. It was great.
What do you think this channel is reacting to? As I just casually scroll up and down the thumbnails, are you getting a particular vibe, theme, person that are reacting to?
Creators.
Yeah, to me, it just felt like they are reacting to the internet a little bit. Things caught on camera, scary compilations, the Mexican cartel, which I think is then gonna, just because the creator hasn't yet established their brand and their reaction skills, there does still feel as if there needs to be a little bit of trend tie-in, because a lot of these are getting 50 views or less, and then we do know that KSI has been in the news recently, I think with a show, and this one got a nice little bump of 500 views, but then now they're back down to the 20 or so. So reacting to certain things may give the channel a little bit more focus in terms of their audience, because it's a different content.
Yeah, that's
the same as random content, or like a content for just any audience who's interested in this by chance.
Yeah, I'll tell you, somebody who I'm a viewer of reaction channels, so I watch what they do, but the ones that I watch different ones for different things, because the ones that I really follow that have been really successful have focused on maybe one or two, sometimes three topics. Like some of them are music. So like they'll just do music only, different artists, live performances, music videos. Some of them only do scary videos, or some of them will react to whatever it might be, or movies or things like that. So they've chosen their thing. Like anime reactions is a big thing that's been going on lately as well. So yeah, I love her channel. She's one of the better ones. But this is something where people have focused their reactions to a particular topic. And then once you do that, especially when it comes to music, then you can really use, YouTube's own trending. Like what's the trending music on YouTube for any genre? And you can react to that stuff. And there's a good ability to really get some growth there and build some traffic in there, especially if your personality is, fun and you enjoy this stuff.
I use this creator as an example of using their unique skill / profession as the basis of their reaction, so that they can come from a position of credibility and experience and react to certain things, and it allows them to use a very similar title all the way through their content. Vocal coach react to blank, and that's their staple. But they produce a lot of content. They're doing something almost twice a day at some points. So just going back to our hero here, we've got Ghost Caught on Camera, Scary Facts. What's that? Reacting to the worst reaction channel there as well. Any final thoughts maybe on thumbnails? Do you think they're all right? They're in a good place for the size of a channel, or is it a little too busy? Is the text maybe interfering with the thumbnail a little bit sometimes? Got your classic covering up the timestamp there, Jeff, on the last three.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, I like overall I like them. Sometimes they can get a little bit busy with the backgrounds and stuff. Red text, I think when it's used to emphasize something, it works. Like disturbing things caught on dash cam and the dash cam is red. Sometimes that can work as well, but just keep it clear and try to keep keep it simple, like paranormal activity or luckiest people or terrifying ocean. So it's keeping it to under 5 words, which is good. But I think more than anything, just like some of the other channels we talked about, is maybe focus in a little bit. Just instead of just doing everything that's out there or things that maybe you find, oh yeah, this is interesting, let me make this video. No, just go ahead and watch that video, but try to focus what you're doing and putting on the channel, aim that at a particular viewer of this type of reaction, and you can start building that audience of people. Because like I said, the ones I subscribe to is because I'm a viewer of new music reactions. So the people who do that stuff, I've now subscribed to their channels because they consistently give me what I'm looking for.
You know what? Let's do memes of the week. I've decided that I don't think we've ever done memes of the week with all four of us on screen. So let me just remove a little promotion for a second. And Dan, Jeff, Travis, let's just stare at the camera with different poses and think of it like celebrity squares. Like, how can people make a difference? Oh, everyone's moving their microphones out of the way. So we're really meaning business here. So 10 seconds. Starts taking screenshots. Start memeing us. You've got about 25 minutes. All right, that'll do. Let's bring the microphones back in. And let's pick another channel. This will be a gaming channel this time, so it's channel 187. Let me just bring that channel onto our main screen, and then I will not forget to start sharing my screen again. That is on my mind. And there it is. So we are looking at President Smith. Immediately, I'm thinking SimCity 2000. I'm getting flashbacks. Immediate flashbacks here. Is it SimCity 2000?
Town. Huh. I don't know if Theo Town is what they call the town they've made in this game, or if that's the name of the game.
Let's do a quick search for that.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember Sim Tower? That was my favorite game.
I've heard of it. I've never played it.
It was back in the old Maxis days of the sim games.
So it looks like the name of the game.
Okay.
Very quick SimCity story, actually. I think it was when I was about 12 or 13. I was the one who had the PC and all of the good games, and I had SimCity 2000. And I had next door neighbors who would just come over. They wouldn't say anything to me. They would just start playing on SimCity 2000. They'd build their own city, and then they'd get a call from their parents to go back and have food, and they would go. And I'd just be playing on the Super Nintendo while they were playing on the SimCity. No exchange of friendship or conversation or anything. They just used me. And then when they got a really nice games console, I did the exact same thing to them. Anyway, sorry, where were we? What were we talking about here?
That's the best kind of exchange of friendship, in my opinion.
It is, isn't it?
That's right. Mutually beneficial partnership, I call that.
The exchange was made in the end. Okay, so I've never heard of Theo Town, but I would imagine it is probably an indie game, indie city builder. So kind of a few interesting things here. When you dive into something that's smaller, like an indie game or something like that, you're going to have a small yet dedicated community. So what you need to be doing is going into that community and like just ingratiating yourself. So hang out in the Discord. I don't want you in there spamming your videos. What I want you to do is paying attention to what they're doing. You would be surprised hanging on subreddits and Discords how many video ideas you can get just by watching conversations fly by. And then add value to that community wherever you can. But mainly, it can be a great idea generator, because if you are making content that the community is excited about, you're not going to have to promote it in the Discord. They're going to find it and share it amongst themselves. So that's always my first bit of advice. The next bit is when you get into these games, I don't know anything about Theotown, but you are also beholden to the developers and their marketing budget. Eventually, some of these games kind of disappear because they just don't have the budget to market them the right way. And so maybe they stop updating it, whatever happens. The good news for you is that city builders are pretty straightforward. And so if someone is watching you for Theotown, it'd be very easy to pivot to another city builder or even a park builder like, Parkitect or something like that. Yeah. So those are just, if I were to spitfire a bunch of stuff at you, that's kind of my strategy for indie games. Get involved in the community, use it to generate ideas, and just be on the lookout for those dips where you can tell people are less excited, the game developers are slowing down on updates, things like that, because that might determine when you should pivot.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the titles, and I'm thinking these are excellent titles if you were saving this file on your computer so that you could find it. But they're not very exciting from a YouTube perspective. It's the game plus Village Dam intersection, or maybe a particular city you're building. There are a couple down here which are a little more interesting. Like you're actually telling us like something extreme or a disaster's happening in Theotown. So think about how you're going to entice the viewer into your content. And then, as usual, I know this is quite hard to do interesting screenshots on something as busy as a city builder. But I think the best type of thumbnails tend to be the organized chaos types of thumbnails in this sense. So we'll just do a quick search. Is there a particular thumbnail that we're looking at here that maybe is... you see, they're not that good, actually. I think this is definitely your... this should be the channel that you should do a lot of research on, given that they've got 1,000 subscribers and 3 of their videos rank in the top 10, and each of these videos have got 20,000 plus views.
Look at the value in those videos too. They're helping people build roads, tips for beginners. Like they're being very specific, because like traffic management in these games can be a pain in the butt. They're really targeting the problem areas of the community.
Wow, look at how untapped this area is. We got almost, apart from a couple of channels here which have maybe looked at the game once. Look at the channel sizes, like 1,000 subscribers, 250 subscribers, and these are all results on the first page, more or less.
Yeah, and you really benefit too from those channels, those very big channels that play this game one time and put it down, because that's their whole channel. Yeah, you benefit from that because more people learn about it and want to know more about it. So it's in your best interest for these game developers to get their game in the hands of those YouTubers and do as much promotion as they possibly can.
Yeah.
I should mention, by the way, in order to get your memes of the week done, if you do hashtag channel audits, because only the regular is going to understand that they need to do this. So if you send us a tweet, make sure it's labeled hashtag channel audits. Also include your channel name. I'm just assuming Jonk has already done something here. Oh, no, nobody's done one yet. Oh, wow, you guys are behind. Or maybe it's because, well, that was kind of accurate. That's a pretty good one. Where's Dan as Scrooge? I mean, all we need...
I know, it's just Huey, Dewey, Louie, man. What the...
Anyway, where was I? I'm going back to picking another channel. Let's pick a non-gaming channel, and this is going to be 224.
No, Rob Around the World is going to be tough to beat.
Oh, that was a classic last week. Yeah, really impressed. Really impressed. Right, so I think this is an NBA channel. I think. Let's hope it's not a gaming channel. Run the NBA. I guess you're going to have a big challenge as the NBA season just literally finished, like last week or something. So a podcast channel, it looks like.
Interesting. Sort of. I mean, I guess it could be, unless they're podcast clips, because some of these aren't like full length or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm just going to click on one, get an idea of what the video's about. I've muted it in case there was any footage or anything. Or
So it looks like he's just kind of talking there with himself in the corner. It's the static picture and then just talking, I guess.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, what we tend to generally suggest here when you are talking about a very popular sport, where there are so many media outlets to get this type of content, is to maybe try and focus on a particular type of news, be it transfers or tactics or particular players, or you associate yourself with a particular team. Because we're looking at this and we're maybe asking the question, especially with the thumbnails. I remember that background from like the Nexus 7. I'm sure that was like a Nexus 7 wallpaper from like 10 years ago. Yeah, so how high is the ceiling for the New York Knicks? So it's almost like newspaper article kind of content.
Yeah, it's very similar. To me, it almost catches me like a news channel almost. Where we're talking about like the latest stories or whatever's trending around the league, things like that. I've seen channels like this before.
So yeah, there was one there with the trade rumors, which was quite popular. And then a question about, do you have a next era for a particular franchise? And then another question about a particular franchise. And I think that's where the channel is going to struggle, in that they'll have one video in every 20 that's maybe picked up a little bit by the YouTube and recommendation system, but they just can't sustain it on a regular basis, because while I may be interested in the Raptors, Jeff isn't interested in the Oklahoma City. Well, I'm not interested in the Oklahoma City team, but maybe Jeff is, but maybe Travis is interested in the Sacramento Kings. So you're picking all of these fans with individual interests in the sport, but they don't amalgamate into a general interest for the channel. And then thumbnail wise, I get the vibe that the thumbnails with a red background seem to be performing the best. They seem to stand out a little bit more, which is unusual, because sometimes red can be a challenging color to use on thumbnails.
Yeah, it seems to work for them though. In certain instances, we've seen that. There was a channel that I was speaking with probably a couple months ago, who was doing color experimentation with their thumbnails. And the weirdest thing is that they're using magentas was giving them better overall click-through rate video after video, which is very odd. But at least they were experimenting to see kind of what was working. They ran 10 blue and then 10 purple, then 10 green. And so that's what they were doing to experiment, to see kind of what was working and what wasn't. And it seems like the magentas were working better for the channel. So for some content, certain types of content, it seems like it works a little bit better.
Seems to be very little engagement on these videos as well. Like only 4 engagements on a 300 view video with no likes, no comments.
I wonder if it's external traffic.
So is there some external traffic there, where he's sometimes posting it in Reddit rooms and he gets a bit of interest? But how many? I guess where is the content being? What's the traffic source for these?
Yeah, it's just tough to say. Tough to say at this point, but yeah.
I think obviously now with the season coming to a close, and I've saw some previous success with transfer rumors and trade gossip. Maybe that's like a series of videos you can focus on for maybe 2 or 3 months, and then perhaps season previews, asking the big questions, and see what your audience gravitates towards most in these 2 topics.
I was going to say, maybe we could look at one of the videos, just scrub through it, because I had, when we saw it a minute ago, we saw the creator on the screen and the background, and I wondered, do they put other stuff on the screen, or is it just them in a corner? Okay, so other stuff does come up on the screen.
Yeah, so on this one, I think they are doing a bit of website sharing.
Okay.
Even that can help, to be honest, just to keep things kind of moving, even if they're just going to be static in one corner, or even like I've seen some creators will they'll do it. Well, they'll put their head in a bubble basically while they're talking, and then they'll do kind of a screen share kind of a deal, or B-roll, whatever it might be. But it kind of keeps it fresh, so it keeps the viewer interested. Because if it's just a static image, I mean, I guess I could just listen to that on the background, I guess.
Yeah. The other thing when you were talking about testing all those thumbnails is you maybe we could pull up groups real quick and just show people, like if you are looking to run a test like that, you could create a group. I don't know if you have a video on it we could point people to. It's up to you.
Yeah, I did a video on it quite a while ago, actually. But yeah, what Dan's referring to here is if you go to analytics and then you go to see more, and then there's a secret hidden box behind your channel name like that, and then you can go to groups, and then you can set up a group for anything. So for example, I set up a group here of all my videos about the YouTube algorithm because I knew that was performing particularly well, and then I could compare this to another group. So you might have a group of thumbnails with red backgrounds, or like videos where you talk about trade rumors, and then another group of blue thumbnail backgrounds, or you're talking about a particular franchise. You can do all sorts of comparisons there. And so that might be something to look at as well. Yeah, just click on compare, and then you can pick another group from here.
Man, that would have been helpful when I was back in the day when I was doing that black and white versus color testing, man.
Yeah.
We were just doing it one video at a time back then.
So just as an example here, I'm comparing some of Dan's videos versus videos about the algorithm. It's not apples to apples comparison because there's more videos on one, but we might look at the, I guess.
Well, if I made 5 videos about the algorithm as it relates to gaming videos, and you did ones that were more general, I mean, that might be an interesting comparison.
Well, look, you got 16.6% click-through rate on. The ironic thing is, I made that video, didn't I?
I think you
why
did.
Why is it in Dan's group? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's how you use groups. Let's now move on to the next channel. I think we're going to look at a gaming channel now, and that is going to be 164. 164. Travis, how are you doing?
Doing okay.
All good?
Yep. I had a
Want me to bring you in on this one? Organ Schmorgan?
Oregon Smorgan.
Subscribe or I will. Yes.
The Swedish website, our Swedish YouTube channel is Jürgen Smorgan. Let's see.
Is that from Trading Places?
No, that's from Muppets. You know,
the Swedish chef, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Video ends when I get crewmate. Well, we know how long that video is. I mean, we can look at it and tell. Put some pants on. Rebrand for the channel, boys. Nerf or nothing. So, it is kind of hard to. It's like a meme-ish type. Yeah. Well, he makes videos. Well, that part is true.
Dank memes.
Dank memes. But let's just put it in the dank meme group and say.
Yeah, we need to create a Wikipedia entry for this so that we can point people to what we mean by dank memes. In that it's a collection of, I guess, fun, trendy, skitty comedy videos with no real direction, and so we're not sure how to advise the channel because it's lacking a certain element of focus, or it's about a topic that we just don't understand.
I still think you can make a whole channel. You can make a meme channel, but it can still be focused. I mean, you can make Among Us memes. You could, Pokemon memes, whatever you want, and you're going to build up a returning audience because you're covering the same topic. It's your style of comedy that they've grown to enjoy, and it's always about the same topic. And as you grow, you can experiment with different, branching out in different ways. But I think as starting out, even channels that do silly things like this can find a focus and build up a returning audience.
I mean, what we can say about this channel is that they have approaching 200 subscribers, and there are a couple of themes of videos that are either about Among Us or Geometry Dash performing a little bit better than others. So maybe you want to focus on those two games. And what are you going to tell your audience about these games? It feels as if it's struggles, trials, and tribulations within Geometry Dash. This is one avenue.
There's some good channel audit stuff out there now, I think. the memes.
Okay. Do you think we're ready to go there and go into that realm, Travis?
I think there's some pretty good ones.
All right, then let's go there. Let's go there. So I'm going to click refresh, and now we're going to see us being memed quite a lot for our and your entertainment. And some of these channels are going to be picked for. I don't. All right. Hey, come on. Less of that. Less of that. All right.
Hey,
That's a bit harsh. All right, we got one from Tish.
That's a cute one.
well, I never.
well, I never. That is well.
Oh no!
That's a
That'd be a
nice
really good
one. We've been turned into a GTA crew there.
You might got to do that one. That's a good one.
That is a very
Travis's
good.
dejected face on that.
That's a really good
Very good, very good. That one. I think
didn't notice
we'll
that at
definitely pick that one.
That's a good one too.
Very good, very good. All right, just a simple why.
Look at the timestamp.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
There's attention to detail right there.
Great, yeah.
Oh,
callback.
nice one. Good ones there. All right. So, of course, we have to start with Retro Obsessed. It's an obsession. So let's have a look at this channel. What have you got to offer us here? You've just cracked. Wait, then you've hit 1,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Hopefully, you've hit 4,000 hours of watch time. Okay, so is this text just a little difficult to read?
Not a little.
Yeah, so you're agreeing with me here that maybe, although it's a cool design, it's not easy on the eye.
No, I think it works in the banner. It will get cut off on mobile, but it works in the banner. It doesn't work for the thumbnails. I think the thumbnails really need to. It says Let's Play, but the game title's truncated, so I don't know what game it is, and it's their logo. So I know it's a stream, but streams. I mean, there's a value in having a thumbnail on your stream, and I would definitely spruce up your thumbnails for live streams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So if I just looked at that thumbnail, I have no idea what that's about because the title is cut off, so I don't know what game it is. So the game is Hydro Thunder. I don't know if it's an N64 game, that.
They are Retro Channel.
Yeah.
I've always wondered with retro channels if this would be something to test. Would it be a good way to start? You know, not that they're starting with 1,000 subscribers, but would it be a good way as you grow to play the retro version of games that are currently trending? So, for example, Crash Bandicoot just had a sequel not that long ago. Could you have played the first Crash Bandicoot on your channel? And that way you're still a retro gaming channel, but you're staying on top of trends. Maybe if Grand Theft Auto has a big update, you play the first Grand Theft Auto or the second Grand Theft Auto. You know, and that could be a direction you explore.
It's not a bad idea as a starting point.
Seeing they're testing out shorts. So have we looked at the most popular yet?
I did, but they were from quite a while ago. Down,
okay.
You know, a couple of years.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess, and then it's still, unfortunately, retro is not enough of a niche, at least not at first. I think you could have a channel that talks about the history of games and ties them together in some way, but if you're just going to play retro games, you're still going to be appealing to specific types of people who like a specific type of game. So people who like retro racing games might feel differently than people who like retro platformer games, and they're not gonna. There won't be any crossover there, even though they both share the fact that they are older games. I do see Mario Kart, and then I see some other racing games as well. Is it only racing games?
Could be. I wonder if there's any RC Pro-Am. I need more RC Pro-Am content is what I need.
What about Twisted Metal?
Thank you.
No, it was Vigilante 8, which I preferred, of the Destruction Derby type of games, I think on the PlayStation. I'm also seeing here that a lot of these... I've kind of paused here because I want to just show the creator. This is like your standard thumbnail. And when I look at this, because there's so much colour, for one thing, I'm just not able really to focus my eyes on any particular thumbnail and have it stand out. And then, in this example, I know these are a month ago, but these are all gameplay let's play. We've talked a lot about how it can be really difficult to break into the gameplay market. And then not only that, but it's gameplay on content that is, at this point, 15, 20, sometimes 25 years old. And it's not just Gran Turismo, it's several racing games. So there's a lot of different messaging going on for a potential audience to try and get engaged in your content. And I just, looking at these thumbnails, I don't get a very strong thumbnail, a strong retro vibe, just because of the way the thumbnails are presented to me. That's a good point, actually, Dan. I should have zoomed in a little bit. That should help.
There you go. Yeah, now they could just do racing games, but if that's the case, I apologize for not catching that sooner. It is the thumbnails, I would argue, that made it so difficult to kind of see. So yeah, because I see they do a lot of streams, my last point would be to speak to this real quick. The thing we have on YouTube that you don't have on other sites like Twitch is discoverability. And your streams can get discovered while they're live. They have a good chance of getting discovered. They get discovered after the fact. Not a lot of value in that, but there are people who will watch. And, you could take advantage of that. And on top of making the short form content that you're already doing. So all of those things bring traffic to your YouTube channel where you do your streams, which is incredibly valuable. So just wanted to point that out because I think thumbnails for you are going to be like a huge boon.
Oh, do you remember when a 40-inch Sony Triniton would be like the TV to have? CRT. Oh. Yeah, I do remember those days. Let's pick another one of our... which was another one? Do we like this one from Daniel Jones?
I think we like that one.
That was pretty good.
The Zidane guy. I think we may have audited this channel. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I thought Zidane was a name that reminded me of some stuff recently. All right, so another gaming channel, bit of vloggy stuff going on here.
I think they're doing like tech stuff as it relates to
like PC side, right?
It would seem. I mean, they're talking about the Steam Deck and they're talking about some PC parts and buying PC parts. So definitely a focus there.
PC hardware is tough right now, man. I feel that is a tough niche at the moment, and they were booming, but with everything that's happened, that is a tough niche to get into.
You could probably do a whole series on like chip shortages and but it's supply chain disruption.
Yeah.
I would ask the question, why is this video on your channel?
Yeah.
So like a YouTube education how-to thing. It actually did pretty well, 600 views. But if that turns into something that's kind of like evergreen viral content where you're getting 50,000 views per year on it or something like that, they're all going to come into your channel, and then the next thing they're going to see is shopping for PC parts and whatnot. And it's just a disconnect there. Is that just a one-off? I'm curious as to why that's in your library of content. Promising stuff here, though. I mean, they did a video a week ago about the Steam Deck. 500 views. Is that what it's called? The Stream Deck?
Steam Deck.
There's okay.
Sorry, Steam Deck. You're not Stream Deck.
Well,
Sorry,
here's the thing. I've had the same problem on my podcast. At the same time, there was a new version of the Stream Deck that came out, and then Steam Deck came out at the same. It's just dumb.
Like, the same day.
Same day.
Everyone's fired. It's ridiculous.
The point I was trying to make was that a channel with 500 subscribers, they had a video that got 500 views. Where was the follow-up? Where was, really doubling down on trying to give as much information? And it should be, think of all of the ideas that we would come up with here. I'll do one. Should you buy a Steam Deck? That would be my idea for the next video. Dan, if you were going to have another video idea, what would it be?
Steam Deck max FPS.
Travis, if you were going to make another follow-up, what would it be?
For the Steam Deck one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So some other information came out about like some of the specs. So I would do like a spec update before it's about to release, and also like because it's going to be hard to find at some point, like where you can buy them, like some type of update of like where the best places to buy them.
And Jeff, you've had the longest time to think about this. So what might be your follow-up Steam Deck video?
Top 5 Steam Deck alternatives.
There you go. So
Steam Deck versus Switch.
these are all like video ideas that we've come up just the top of our head of how you could have maximized that nice little run there.
And they're free.
And you could have been started to become the authority on Steam Deck content, because I think it's not released for another 4 or 5 months, is it? So there's a long run up.
Oh,
Although Dan, we also said that about Google Stadia, and look what happened to that.
Well, this is different, but yes.
Mine is still in the box right here. Look, mine is still in the box. Stadia right there.
Your Stadia controller. It's a good controller, I hear. I mean, it's you can use it for other things.
I remember saying that when I was doing a video about Google Stadia, I said, in a 12 months' time, I guarantee that there will be a video on YouTube about how to use a PlayStation 4 controller on Stadia. So, is that actually the case?
Sorry, I got distracted by something I'm going to send you that we need to pick on Twitter.
You see, I only got it up to 30,000. Anyway, I'm going off topic.
Good old
All right,
Rick.
Dan. So, Dan, do I need to see it? Do I need to load this up?
You might or might not. I don't know if it needs to.
Oh my word. Okay, right. Let's see if this works. Now, is it got audio in it?
No, it's just a.
All right.
Oh, there's a problem.
King of the Hill.
King Hill's awesome.
There you
go. Have we done Tanner animation before?
Yeah, we have. Like the hair you got there, Jeff. That was a nice.
I know. Look at that, man. I look good in a flat top.
Yeah. I mean, we could have a quick look at a Tanner animation, because we've been supporting another animator who's had tremendous success very recently, Jonk. So, what is Tanner animation up to right now?
Ooh, playing the original Game Boy, my man.
So, their own little stories here.
Yeah, with channels like this that kind of tell these types of personal stories through animation, this is another one where if there's ever something trending that you're excited about, I think you should incorporate it into your channel somehow.
I mean, the view counts are certainly not too bad actually for an animation channel, and given that you are in an animation channel, there's a lot of content coming out from you as well. I mean, many animation channels, that would be an entire year's work, and you've done that in a month, which is great to see. So I think there is a little bit of an audience there. But yeah, as we're saying, along with these personal stories, think about how you could at some point incorporate a trending theme in there, which is exactly what Jonk did, I think about 2 weeks ago now. And this was a video that started everything, 800,000 views on this one. And now his follow-up content is all doing very, very well. He's now getting tens of thousands of views instead of hundreds of views. But as Travis noted as well, all of his backdated videos are getting views as well as people go through his older content. And that's the strength of just finding one trending hit and being able to capitalize on it.
Where's my shout out? This guy, I made him famous, and I don't see a single shout out video for the Savage Man. Doctor said, look, I thought I had done finally a good job, finally got my first Savage student to go viral. And what happens? Literally no repercussions for all the nice things I've done for this guy. It's terrible. I've done so many nice things for this kid. He was nothing before me. He was nothing. And now
welcome back.
Big shot. He's a big shot now. It's terrible. What's going on? I'm being ripped off.
Well, do you want to audit his channel while you're here, Savage?
Jonk, well, I think I've done this before, but I mean, I'll do it again. Everyone knows how I feel about this kid. Let me tell you something about him. First of all, his name rhymes with junk. We already know about this. We've talked about this before. Second of all, look at them eyes, man. Them eyes look like big potholes. You could fall right in them. They're almost hypnotizing. Actually, I'm kind of just staring at them. I'm about to fall into those things. Look at that. Listen, and he animates at 2 to 3 frames per hour. It's not like the clock doesn't go very fast. It's kind of like you have to check your video card to make sure it's not broken. Listen, the kid's got skills, and I gotta respect the kid. He does a lot of work. He does good work. All of them about 1.5 minutes long. That way you don't have to waste too much time. But he still owes me a shout out. Look at this.
I'm trying to find it. There's definitely a shout out in this one there.
Yeah, there he is.
Kind of. That's a halfway shout out. He didn't say my name or nothing. He just showed a pic. No one knows who that is. That's not even. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he tried a little bit. He could do a better job.
35,000 people have now seen Dr. Savage, and
That's
I
not
did.
enough. I feel like that's undervalued. I've been undervalued. I'm just saying.
I called you out. Oh God, look at this as well, Mr. Beast with a mention there. As well.
That's not the first comment he's left on.
Oh, he left a second comment.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he did it again.
Yeah.
What is going on? Mr. Beast is a big fan of junk. Which, listen, it's because he went through the Savage Academy. Which, by the way, I don't understand. What happened to all my advertisements and everything? You'll never see my advertisement no more. But now I got a star student. I'm just saying.
You are actually 100% accurate there. We have 18 students. If you want to savage one of them,
we'll do one of them right quick. Let's do number 15.
15. All right. So just to let everybody know, this is somewhat of an alternative audit of your channel. You choose this type of audit because you expect a savage type of audit, and this is what you're going to get.
Girl, there's some other big eyes. What's up with all these big eyes? What? Oh wait, where'd my screen go? My screen go. Okay, there we go. There we're back. It's DD Games. Good goobly goo. He looked like he on that wacky tobacco over there. Look at that. His eyes are dilated and pupillated. And let's see, you got the power of family. That's nice. How to lose at Bed Wars. I don't understand what this Bed Wars thing is. I thought it was something else. Dan, I know it's something to do with like Minecraft or something. What was Bed Wars? How does that work?
If someone destroys your bed, everyone starts with the bed. If someone destroys it, you lose. Because you can't respawn.
Is that literally how the game works?
Well, so there's platforms, and you have to work your way towards the other players, but you have to protect your bed the whole time. Because if you die, you don't get to respawn. But as long as your bed's there, you can keep respawning.
Wow.
That doesn't make any kind of sense. What? People pay for this? And then people watch videos of it? I mean, I'd rather watch someone eat a cheese sandwich at that point. Let me tell you something. What a waste of people's time. Come out here.
And that would be cheese sandwich wars, would it?
I'd rather watch that, man, because this doesn't make no kind of sense. All right, it's DD Games. I just got one thing to say to you. If you ever become as popular as Junk, then you better give me a shout out because this dude is not grateful at all. I'm gonna tell you something. Let's do one more just to make sure we miss
Sure.
the next
one
viral
more.
hit.
Yeah.
Let's do number 12.
12.
Number 12.
Right.
Why not?
Channel 12. I think we're looking at noobs here.
Noobs. It's a noob, probably. Let's see.
Oh no, hang on. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, it's DD Games again. There he is.
Yeah. Come on. Copy and paste. Let's get this working.
There's that copy and paste. It's probably everyone. It's the hardest thing to do in the live stream is copy and paste.
I know.
It's something. Noobs. Games, memes every week. All right, let's take a look. Maybe this could be the next viral hit. He got 2,475 paid subscribers. I love it. Let's see. Why do you need try Splitgate? Is that a game or what is that? I'm asking. I don't know the answer to this.
I don't know.
Game to me.
I don't know what that is.
It became permanently invisible in Spider-Man. That's kind of cool. I like. Is that Spider-Man game on that PlayStation 5? Man, that's a good. Did you try that, Rob? I know you like PlayStation stuff. Did you play that Spider-Man?
I did, but I played it on a PS4. Enjoyable romp, I would describe it as. Not as long as the original though, and I preferred the original Spider-Man on the PS4.
Oh, so here's there's Among Us, which by the way, he put that out 2 months ago. He was about 12 months too late. But did you see that there's a new game called Goose Goose Duck, which is basically the same thing? Have you heard of this? It's true.
Today I actually saw this for the first time.
It's basically Among Us with all the add-ons and it's all one thing. It's the new thing we have to keep an eye out. It's called Goose Goose Duck instead of Duck Duck Goose. You know how normal people say it, Duck Duck Goose, but it's Goose Goose Duck, and it's basically Among Us with ducks and gooses and stuff. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's gonna catch on or nothing. But if you're out there and you're a gaming channel, you might want to jump on this goodness right now.
All right.
And then, like I said before, if you get famous based on my advice, go ahead and shout out your boy, the Dr. Savage. I appreciate that very much. I don't know why people are so stingy with their shout outs. I really don't get it. But just don't forget about that. I told you about it. Goose Goose Duck. And this channel right here is not bad. I mean, they got some videos with lots of views. Look at that one. Can you beat Spider-Man with Miles Morales only? That's got a lot of views. That's got like almost 9,000 views. That's incredible. The rest of the videos don't got that many views. Why aren't you doing more Miles Morales stuff then? What's wrong with you? 60-second review.
Some sage sound savage advice there. And I think we'll just wrap up with one final actual live stream.
I don't like how you said actual.
Here.
What is that supposed to mean?
No, just rather than a savage one. You know, we've got to differentiate the two brands of auditing here. So let's have a look at this one. and it is going to be about entrepreneurship. Let's see what we have here. Josiah, hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. Oh, you're very new to YouTube, so welcome to the journey. You're about business, education, and entertainment. Do all of those three things mix nicely in a channel? I think that's going to be a challenge for you going forward, but you got to find out where your particular strength is as a new channel. And hey, you've made 3 videos, and one of them's got more than is coming up to 100 views, which is a good start. Each of them is getting double digits. Some people struggle to do that very early on. You're already starting to use custom thumbnails. I think the color scheme perhaps needs a little bit of tweaking, just because some of the text is blending into the background a little bit here. But we have listicles and we have how-tos. So I think that's a generally good start here. If we were going to give maybe this channel one piece of advice for their next piece of content, Dan, I'll let you go first. What might that be?
For the next piece of content, I was just going to commend them on the early channel focus. And just your target audience would be somebody who is looking to make money, passive income, make money from home, and things like that. So I don't have a specific piece of content you could make, but definitely stay in that that space as much as possible.
Jeff, what about you?
No, I agree. I mean, definitely having channel focus is good. And I like what they're doing with the thumbnails to an extent. Some of it's a little bit busy. Like this last one, very good. Extra side hustles, very good. The first one with like Shopify, Etsy, all the different logos all over it, it's a bit on the cluttered side. Plus the picture of him is super exposed. So that's one of the things where we like it's really washed out. So we definitely want to at least take some time, maybe have a photo shoot day, with your phone. You don't have to do anything special, but just take pictures of yourself in different poses. Like the first one, pensive, and then, oh my God. And then, whatever it might be, all these different reaction poses in decent lighting could just be a window, and then just use those pictures for all of your thumbnails. I think it'll really help. But continuing on this path, dude, I know how many views I had on my first video after a week. It was 7, and 5 of those were mine. So it's one of those things where this is looking very good.
And is that the same now, Jeff, in that you just have a farm of computers, so that you get about 5,000 views, but around 4,500 of them are you still?
Well, I used to go to Best Buy and set all the computers to my channel. So
dear. So one thing you just mentioned there, which I think is a nice little trick to talk about, exposure. We're talking about the skin tone of the face here. Like in this one, it's overexposed because there's like lots of whites on the skin, and that's maybe a window that's casting too much light. Whereas this one, I think it's a little more improved, although we've got emojis on the face there, but the skin tones here look a lot better, don't they? It's like a very nice natural look on the face there, and that definitely has a YouTuber face. So more of this going forward, yeah.
Yeah, natural is where you want to be at. If it's outdoors, even if you have to get up at golden hour or wait for dusk, when the sun starts setting, because that's what I do when I shoot my videos and I'm shooting B-roll. I wait till the sun gets past the line, and it's usually like 7-8 p.m. when I'm out there shooting that B-roll where the sun isn't directly on me, but everything looks nice and natural.
Interesting. The last thing I just noticed here was that this channel is, I think the location is in South Africa. I'm wondering if maybe the South African entrepreneur might be underserved in the YouTube community. I'm not necessarily saying the next video should be 5 passive incomes for someone living in South Africa, but I'm just wondering if there's a potential there for an audience in the future to possibly think about. And I might give you, again, a unique selling point and approach to your target audience. And go on then, Savage. Have you got one final piece of advice for Josiah?
Yeah, just react to KSI videos. It works. I don't know why people are messing around with all this other stuff. I mean, duh. Duh.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you very much, Savage. As always, I think it's time for all of us to say goodbye. So let's do some shout outs. Dan, you can either shout out to people on screen or those in the chat.
Or me. We'll be live tomorrow as well. Don't miss our Q&A live stream. All right. Also shout out people in the chat.
Some people are saying bye now.
Cornell Art, goodbye to you. Trippy Boy, we'll see you later. Bananas Bismuth saying hello. They seem to be confused. We're actually leaving. Sorry for the confusion, but goodbye, AJ Digger. And goodbye to I Like Pizza.
All right, then. Jeff, who are you saying goodbye to?
I'm going to say bye to Mr. Zeekman, who is one of the creators who I've had a 60-minute call with. So good to see him here once again, learning and keeping an open mind about this stuff. Saying bye to Rogue Scholar, and we've got also who do we got here? Faux Reels. Let's go with that one.
Faux Reels. Nice name. And Savage, since you're here, go and say goodbye to either fictional people or people in the chat.
Gaming in Tech says goodbye with a wavy hand. We said, all right, there, wavy hand. Nice to see you. Goodbye. All right. Future Freak Gaming. Let me tell you, I love some Future Freaks. I also like freaks in the past. Freaks come out at night. What's next? Well, we got K-Line Bunny 1. Bye. Have a good day. All right, Klein Bunny 1. We appreciate you for your bunniness.
I just saw Jonk sent something, but I can't find his message.
What did he say? He got other things. Zenzarius, my personal butler. Appreciate Zenzarius coming on through and always cleaning up after me. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you very, very. There you go,
Jonk. See you tomorrow, Savage. That's it. If your days are okay, maybe so. We'll see.
Thank you for finding that. Just a quick reminder here, like we've been auditing 25 channels over the last 2 hours, but if you want to get a full 60-minute one-on-one consultation on your channel, then do make sure to take advantage of the offer that's on the banner below and in the video description. You need to use the promo code, which is
Work from home.
To screen right now. Work from home. Yes, I forgot it for a second. Use that in the checkout, and it will give you 25% off your first 2 months of vidIQ Boost, plus that channel audit, which is of a value of $500. It's time for all of us to wave awkwardly at the screen while I find the right button to press, and we will see you all next week, or indeed tomorrow. Bye for now.